Hi, welcome back. In this session, we'll discuss active and passive voice part 3. In my previous videos, we discussed part 1 and part 2 of active and passive voice. Also, imperative sentences were dealt in another video. All those links have been provided in the description column below. Now, let us take a look at a few structures and their conversions in passive forms in this session. Look at the structure here. Has plus V3 or have plus V3. They become has been plus V3 or have been plus V3 in their passive forms. Then has plus V3 or have plus V3. What tense does this structure belong to? Present perfect. Well, here we learn the conversions of active voice in their present perfect forms into their passive forms. Take a look at the first sentence. Raju has played cricket. Raju is the subject here and it is followed by the present perfect tense structure has plus V3. Has is here. The verb play becomes played, V3 form, and it is followed by an object cricket. Now look at the sentence in passive voice. Cricket has been played by Raju. As usually, subject and object get interchanged. Subject becomes object and object cricket becomes the subject here. So cricket has been played by Raju. What modifications have been done here? Subject and object interchanged. Between has and played, a new word been is added here. Has been played by Raju. In case of subject is in plural, then we have to replace has been with have been. So that's the only changes is to be done in the case of plural subjects. Now look at the second sentence. Raju hasn't played cricket. Once again, Raju hasn't played cricket. What is the difference of this sentence with the first sentence? Just not has been added. Since not has been added, this is a negative sentence. Then how do we change this negative sentence into its passive form? Naturally, subject becomes an object and object becomes the subject here. So the sentence starts with cricket and it goes on like this. Cricket hasn't been played by Raju. So there is an inclusion of been between hasn't and played here. That's the only difference here. Then take a look at the third sentence. Has Raju played cricket? This is a question. Why this is a question? Because this sentence started with a modal. What is the modal here? Has. And it gets ended with the question mark. So obviously it becomes a question. Then how does this question get changed? Has cricket been played by Raju? Has remains to be the same. And then Raju is replaced by cricket here. And cricket is followed by the new word been, which is followed by the third form of the verb played, followed by the preposition by, and then Raju. So has cricket been played by Raju? This is all about this structure. Now look at yet another structure. Had plus V3 becomes had been plus V3. Had plus V3. This is the past perfect tense structure. Now look at the first sentence in the past perfect form. Raju had played cricket. How is this sentence changed into passive form? Cricket had been played by Raju. In our usual practice, subject becomes an object and object becomes subject. So subject becomes cricket here. The sentence starts with the cricket. Cricket had been played by Raju. What more modifications have been made here? See here, had is followed by been. Why it is been? Because the structure suggests us to add been here. Then been is followed by V3 form of the verb. What is the verb here? Played. So play, played, played. So V3 form is played. V3 form is followed by a preposition by, and this preposition is followed by an object Raju. So the sentence is going to be cricket had been played by Raju. Now look at the second sentence. Raju hadn't played cricket. Here not is included. Since the inclusion of not, it becomes a negative sentence. Then how does this negative sentence get changed in its passive form? The sentence gets started like this. Cricket hadn't been played by Raju. So object becomes subject. So the sentence starts with cricket. Cricket is followed by had not been played by Raju. Now look at the third sentence. Had Raju played cricket? This is the question because this question starts with the modal had and ends with the question mark. Naturally, had is in its usual place, which is followed by the subject cricket here, and subject is followed by inclusion of been, and been is followed by third form of the verb played. Played is followed by preposition by, and then Raju. Had cricket been played by Raju? Now take a look at yet another structure. Look at the heading there. Will plus V1 or shall plus V1. They get changed as will be plus V3 or shall be plus V3 in their passive forms. Look at the first example in active voice. Raju will play cricket. This is future simple. How do we change future simple sentences into their passive voice forms? Look at the sentence here. Cricket will be played by Raju. What changes have been done here? Subject becomes an object and object becomes the subject regularly. Then the subject cricket is followed by will here and will is further followed by be form, be. Why we have incorporated be here? Because the structure suggests us to add be here. Then be is followed by third form of the verb V3 and which is further followed by fixed preposition by and then object Raju. Cricket will be played by Raju. Then take a look at the second sentence here. Raju won't play cricket. Won't means will not. Raju will not play cricket. So this is a negative sentence. Why? Due to the presence of not. So this negative sentence will be changed as cricket won't be played by Raju in its passive form. Cricket won't be played by Raju. Subject becomes an object here as usually. Then won't remains unchanged. And then be has to be included. And which further is followed by third form of the verb played. And which further is followed by the fixed preposition by and lastly object Raju. Cricket won't be played by Raju. And then take a look at the third sentence in the active voice. Will Raju play cricket? This is the question. This question starts with the modal will and then ends with the question mark. Then how do we change this question into its passive form? So will remains unchanged here in its position. Then it is followed by the subject cricket here. Cricket is followed by be and then V3 form or the main verb played is added and which is followed by preposition by and it is followed by an object Raju. Will cricket be played by Raju? Now let us discuss yet another structure. Will have plus V3 or shall have plus V3 becomes will have been plus V3 or shall have been plus V3. So what is the structure it is? It's in future perfect tense. Will have plus V3 is the future perfect tense structure. Now look at the first sentence in the active voice. Raju will have played cricket. Then how do we change this future perfect tense into its passive voice? Cricket will have been played by Raju. So here subject becomes an object and object becomes the subject. Cricket is the subject here. Cricket is followed by will have been played. The structure seen above. Then it is followed by a fixed preposition by and then object Raju. Cricket will have been played by Raju. Then look at the second sentence here. Raju won't have played cricket. Raju won't have played cricket. Because of the inclusion of not, it is called a negative sentence. Then how do we change this negative sentence in its passive voice form? Cricket won't have been played by Raju. So cricket is followed by won't. Won't remains unchanged in its position here and which is followed by have been played by Raju. Now take a look at the third sentence. Will Raju have played cricket? This sentence starts with a modal will and then ends with a question mark. So this is the question and this question is changed as will cricket have been played by Raju in its passive voice. Will cricket have been played by Raju? Will remains unchanged in its position here and it is followed by the subject cricket here. Cricket is followed by have been played by Raju according to the structure shown above. So dear students, this is all about active and passive voice forms and in my next session I will be coming up with yet another interesting topic. Until then, bye. Thanks for watching.